Hey guys, welcome to Rock Talks. Today we're talking to Tony Campos from Fear Factory, Study X, and Hail the Horns. We discuss his time playing with Max Cavalera in Soulfly, the upcoming Study X album project Regeneration Volume 2, his best memory of Wayne Static, and much more. If you like this interview, please give me a thumb up, leave a comment, and share the video with all your friends. Also, very important, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Hello, Tony. How are you, man? Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Rock Talks.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm all right. Just chilling at home.
All right. So let's start with the interview. Let's talk about first about Hail the Horns, this new band that you put up with Mark Rizzo, right? You know, you both former members from Soulfly. So could you please tell me what's the musical direction of this band? Because so far we only had the chance to listen to the God of Thunder Kiss cover, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a cover band, man. We're just doing it for fun, me and Rizzo have been talking about doing something for years now, and with the pandemic hitting and nothing, both of us not really doing anything.
Yeah.
He just one day was like, "Hey, man, let's jam some covers," and I was like, "Yeah, all right, cool." And then a buddy of his, Opus, who plays drums for us, he suggested we do God of Thunder and halfway decent Gene Simmons. So, I tracked the bass and did vocals here at the house. I sent them the tracks, and a couple months later, they came back with the song. So, yeah.
All right. So no original songs for this project?
It came out pretty cool.
So you're not recording or writing original songs for this project?
Not at the moment, but Rizzo, he said he wanted to try and do an original, and I was like, okay, cool. Send me some tracks, and I'll see what I can do. So I'm waiting on him to send me some stuff, and let's see what happens. But as of right now, we're just doing covers, just going out there having fun, just doing some small clubs and playing some some of our favorite songs, and having fun, drinking some beer, and I just want to get out of the house, man.
So what other bands do you plan to cover besides Kiss?
I know we were talking about Metallica, Megadeth, some Slayer, some Pantera, and we're all going to be taking turns singing. So Rizzo will sing some stuff, Opus will sing some stuff. So we'll, it won't be all on me. I was like, all right, but I ain't doing all the fucking singing, man.
So it's gonna be like two singers for this project.
Well, three actually. The drummer Opus, he's going to sing some stuff too.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
sounds interesting.
so we're going to be almost going to be like Kiss, except we're a three-piece.
Yeah. So the set list for this project, Hail the Horns, is going to be full of covers only.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm sure you heard the news about Rizzo because he did this interview with me like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, actually.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah, I'm that guy.
All right. Cool.
Where do you stand on this issue between Rizzo and Cavalera? I'm asking you this because you played in Soulfly for like 6 years. You did like 3 records with
I
them.
was only in Soulfly for like 3.5, so I wasn't there as long as that. But I had a great time in Soulfly, man. And the only reason I left was to go play in Fear Factory.
Yeah.
Because that Fear Factory was the gig I really wanted after Static X fell apart, and then the opportunity finally came. So I was like, yeah, I gotta take this opportunity, you know. But yeah, I don't know. As far as the situation with the Rizzo and the Cavaleras, I mean, they have a lot more history together than I do, you know, with the Cavaleras. Um, so I don't know what happened, you know, the years prior to my joining and the years after I left. So, um, you know, I mean, all I can say is, you know, I wish them both parties the best of luck in their future endeavors.
All right, sounds fair. You recorded Savages, Archangel, and Enslaved, right? Those three albums with Soulfly. Uh,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
one is your favorite?
Uh, I think enslaved. I think that one was for me that I mean not only just because it was my first experience in the band, uh, but it's just a really good record.
Yeah, really brutal, really
Yeah,
into death metal, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Mark picked the same album. His favorite,
yeah,
Enslaved.
yeah. And that was a really good record, and it was a fun record to make too.
Yeah, and which one was the more challenging to do? Enslaved as well?
Um, yeah, I guess so. I mean, just because, like I said, it's just the first time working with them, you know, working with Max, and so you know, just getting used to the new environment of you know working with Max, the way he works. He's more punk rock about stuff than in any other band I've been in. So
Yeah.
my, minus this new thing I'm doing,
Yeah.
uh, but I'll tell you about that later. Um, but yeah, it, it was challenging just to show up and you know kind of just wing it, you know, and not like being as prepared as I'd usually like to be for going into the studio, you know. Um, but you know, we made it work, and the record came out killer.
Mhm, mhm. All right. What's the state of Static X? Are there any tour date schedule?
Yeah, we just announced some stuff for Europe next year. We'll be announcing some more stuff in the coming weeks, and hopefully we can get back on track and finally get Volume 2 out.
Hmm.
Volume 2 of Project Regeneration.
All right, all right. That was going to be my next question. So there's actually a new album in the works. It's like a whole new tracks for this album, or also
Yeah,
some of
yeah. Well,
tunes from the past.
it's songs built from the remaining demos um, that we recovered. So
Mhm.
yeah, the goal is to and the real trick is going to be to keep it sounding production wise consistent with Volume 1, so it sounds like one cohesive piece of
Yeah,
work, you know, instead
mhm,
of two separate albums.
yeah. But on Volume 1, you had like four new songs, I think, correct?
I don't think it was that many. It was
Track two,
maybe
four, and eight, I think.
maybe just one was something completely new.
Oh, completely new. You mean? All right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like that wasn't based on anything. It was just like just throw that in, you know. But but the Volume 2 will have one or two new things just to fill in, you know, the space on the record, you know.
Mhm. So is this gonna be like a full length or an EP?
Oh yeah, no, it'll be a full length. Yeah, yeah,
All right, all right. So at least 10 tracks for us.
yeah. Probably more around 12, 13.
Oh, cool. All
Yeah.
right. How difficult was the recording and mixing process of Volume 1 since you used tons of Wayne's vocal lost tracks?
I mean, once we got Ulrich involved. You know, he produced so many of our records, and he's so familiar with our sound. I mean, he helped create our sound. You know, with Wisconsin Death Trip.
Yeah.
So yeah, having him on board made it a whole lot easier. You know, to achieve that.
Mhm. But you actually found some really lost tracks from Wayne's vault, right? The tracks that you didn't know you he had with him or you had with.
Yeah, there was some stuff that I had no idea he'd ever recorded. You know, most of that stuff, um, you know, I was kind of familiar with. I heard demos of it, but then there was other stuff that was just like I had no clue that he had done
Mhm.
anything. You know, so yeah, it was some of that stuff was the later stuff that we found was like really surprising.
Mhm. And after you use all these remaining tracks and demos from the past, do you plan to keep the band going with this new singer, Xerox?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like at this point, it seems like it's something the fans want, and I'm certainly not opposed to it. I still want to go do other things. Like, uh, you know, next year I'll be doing stuff with Static and Fear Factory, um, and you know, this year I'm doing some stuff with the Hail the Horns, and I just uh, I just got approached at the beginning of this week. I got approached by Spike Cassidy.
Mm.
Apparently, DRI has a tour coming up in a couple of weeks, and their bass player can't make it, so they asked me to fill in. So I'm going to be playing with DRI.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Where are the dates?
Is it a
Yeah,
North American tour?
yeah. It's going to be September 7th through September 19th out on the East Coast, Rochester, Birmingham, uh, Brooklyn, Worcester, Wilmington, Allentown, Baltimore, Chesapeake, Richmond, Raleigh, Asheville, and Nashville. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's gonna be like 2 weeks.
2 week
And
tour, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna jump in a van with the DRI, you know, and for me, you know, that's like a dream come true. I mean, like I think like the second or third record I ever bought was uh, DRI's crossover. So
Mm.
you know, and before that, I had borrowed uh, a copy of the Dirty Rotten LP from a friend of mine. He never got it back. But yeah, like you know, the DRI is one of the first hardcore punk bands I ever got into. So for me to get to play with them, it's pretty
It's
special.
like a dream come true for you.
Yeah,
But
yeah, definitely.
that's kind of surprising because we're used to see you playing in industrial bands, death metal bands, right? We didn't know that you are actually a punk head as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, before I was in the metal, the hardcore punk was my first introduction into you know, extreme music. My neighbors were punkers. They had a half pipe in their backyard, and they would after school they would spend the days, you know, skating, listening to Black Flag, Circle Jerks, you know, Suicidal Tendencies, DRI, you know, all kinds of cool shit. And yeah, that's how I got into, you know, extreme music. And then later I discovered metal, and then I discovered SOD, and that kind of merged the two genres, and you know, went down that road ever since. You know.
Awesome. So did the band actually admit that this new singer for Study X is a guy from Dope?
I've never admitted it.
All right. All
I don't
right.
know who you've been talking to, but I've never admitted it.
Oh, nobody. I'm just asking a question.
No,
Because I said
I've never said
officially.
shit, man. You know. And
No,
I'm still not gonna. Y'all can think whatever the fuck you want. You know, fine with me.
no, I said officially because most fans in social media, in the comments on Facebook on Instagram, they are all saying the same thing. It's the guy from Dope. It's the guy from Dope. So that's why
Well,
I
you know what's
asked.
funny? Well, you know what's funny? I've been seeing that as Dino just said something about he's got the singer, he's got the new Fear Factory singer, and I've been seeing people saying, "Oh, it's Etzel Dope."
So he's the mystery guy for every band out
Yeah, he's gonna sing for every band now. Yeah.
there. Well, I think who is the new singer for Fear Factory, but I can't say anything yet. But we
Yeah,
have to
Dino
wait.
hasn't told me.
Yeah,
Dino hasn't told me, so I don't know. But
nobody
I'm
knows
sure.
actually. Not even the
I'm sure.
guys in Fear Factory. That's how amazing that is.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to our business. What's your best memory about playing music with Wayne Static?
Uh, just those those moments you get, and like like, you, like when we're at a big festival or something, and you're looking out and you see this massive crowd, and then you like look over to your buddy, and you're like, yeah, man, we did it.
Did
Those
it?
kind of moments that were really cool. Like you know like being on stage with Pantera, and they're doing Ozfest, and you know being on the bus at the end of the night, and driving to the next town, or we're sitting in the back lounge of the bus, and we're just like, yeah, man, this is fucking cool, man. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially
those
during
are
the
almost.
Wisconsin and the Machine Days, I
Oh yeah,
suppose.
yeah. Like that first Ozfest we did in '99.
Yeah.
That was the first time we actually got a bus. So we were all
Really?
just like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome!"
A bus and Ozfest. What a great
Yeah,
package.
yeah. No, it was great. Those are magical times for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you guys put out some amazing records with Static X, but I assume that it was also very difficult to work together and create those masterpieces, especially on those two first albums. How difficult it was to work with Wayne in the studio,
Not
recording
at
and
all.
writing.
Not at all, man.
Really?
Like, yeah, just- it it came easy because like it all came from a place of yeah, let's just see what this does. It's like, let's crank the drum machine to this setting, and let's try this, and it's just like,
Very
fuck
natural,
it,
right?
yeah. There was nothing like premeditated about it. It was just like, the one day, because when I first started jamming with Wayne and Ken, we started out kind of like as a grunge band, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we tried different things, like different sounds, and like at one point we were doing Black Flag and Circle Jerks covers. So we were just trying a bunch of different things, and then one day Wayne came in with the drum machine, and he's like, check this out. He hits play, and he starts playing a riff, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Let's rip off Ministry and Prong, and and that's the direction we went, and it stuck, and that's just kind of the vibe that we had when we wrote songs, and yeah, let's just try this, and yeah, let's do that, and it was just all fun. So yeah, it
And
wasn't difficult at all.
20 years later, you end up playing Improng and Ministry.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like for me, I tell people I'm like the luckiest fan in the world. I get to
Yeah,
play with all my heroes.
you have the recipe for make dreams come true.
Yeah, I guess, man. I don't know what. I got to be doing something right, because people keep hiring me to play bass for them. So.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Talking about social media and comments from fans, I got the chance to read some of them. Like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, when this uh, new new age of Static X started. I remember that some fans were kind of upset about the fact that you hire a guy and make him wear a Wayne Static mask and a wig on stage and for the videos as well. Actually, some of them said that that was kind of disrespectful. What do you have to say about that?
Obviously, those people did not know Wayne because he would have laughed his ass off at the whole thing. He would have thought it was fucking cool. Wayne had the darkest sense of fucking humor, man.
Really?
So he would have thought it was cool, and just as importantly, his family thought it was cool.
You
So
talked to the
you
family
know,
about this, right?
yeah, oh yeah. Every step of this process, I've reached out to the family, to Wayne's family, to make sure they were okay with everything that we did, and I got their blessing for everything. So it's a few people that they think they knew Wayne because they read a couple of interviews, so they saw a couple of interviews that he did. Maybe during the time of his life when he was, not at his best, when he was struggling with drug addiction. Um, they see him and a couple of interviews and they think they know him, but they don't know shit.
Yeah. You got to hang out with the guy for like what, 15 years?
Yeah, I lived on a bus with that guy for almost 10 years.
Hmm.
I think I knew him a little better than those people.
Yeah, maybe a little better.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
And I think Wayne would be proud about this God of Thunder cover since Wayne was a huge Kiss fan, right?
Yeah, what's funny was that uh, both Wayne and Ken were the guys that really introduced me to the classic Kiss stuff. Because
Mm.
when I was coming in, first started getting into music, Kiss had already taken off the makeup. They were doing "Lick It Up," all that bullshit.
The 80s.
So,
Hey, I like those records, man. Come on.
well,
Real.
hey, it's all you, man. But
But I understand the feeling, so it's okay.
yeah, I mean, I was a punk rocker kid, thrasher
Uh,
kid. I was like, fuck that shit, you know.
it's kind of like
Uh,
a guilty pleasure to like those
yeah.
albums nowadays. But in
I
the
mean,
80s, it
now
was
I get
huge.
it. Yeah, it's just fun, poppy, catchy songs.
Yeah.
But back then, when I was a kid, if it didn't go, I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But but anyway, so those guys, Wayne and Ken, they introduced me to like the classic Kiss stuff. And I was like, I check it out. I was like, okay, this stuff's pretty fucking cool. It's more rock, more old school rock, but it's cool. And then I got to finally see them live um, on the first reunion tour. The three of us, Wayne, Kenny, and I, went to go see them,
Nice.
and I was
96.
blown away. And I was like, "Whoa, okay, now I know why you guys are into this fucking band."
Yeah, you have to see Kiss live to
Yeah,
understand the
yeah,
experience.
and it's just
Yeah,
like changed my attitude about
exactly. Yeah,
what it is to be a performer and to put on a show and to be on
exactly.
stage, and it really like had an impact on me. So yeah, and it's funny because Kenny, he hit me up last week after God of Thunder came out, and he said pretty much the same thing you did. That
Mm.
Wayne would have been fucking proud.
Awesome. All right. So since you're playing bass for Fear Factory 2, do you think it would be difficult to keep all the projects going on at the same time?
Um, it's gonna be
And now DRI.
yeah. Well, I mean, the DRI thing is gonna be temporary. I mean,
Yeah.
so far it's just this one run. I don't know if they have anything else booked for the rest of the year. Uh, I'm not. I'm not scheduled to do anything else except for this Hail the Horns thing, which is right now only 3 shows in what is it, November.
Mhm.
Um, so if they want to go on another run and they need a bass player, I'll go do it, man. But next year it's going to be the the priority is going to be Static, and then we're going to work around, the Fear Factory dates in and around the Static stuff.
Mhm. So Fear Factory and Static X are your main gigs for the next year.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I got the chance to interview Dino as well, like 2 months ago, maybe three already, and he told me that in those days, those dates that you can't be there for Fear Factory, Matt DeBreeze from Chimera will fill in for you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Matt's awesome, man. I love Matt.
Yeah, actually, he did that before, like some years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. He was there before me, and he's the reason why I found out that Fear Factory was going to need a bass player, because I was out on tour playing bass for Ministry, and both Ministry and Fear Factory were on what is it, Soundwave tour in Australia.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was hanging out with Matt, and he told me that after that tour, he was going to retire. He was going to, he wanted to spend more time at home.
Yeah.
And I knew Ministry was going to wrap up touring by the summer. So after that summer, I knew I was going to be out of a job. So,
Mhm.
so I hit up Dino. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm once I'm done with this last Ministry show in the summer, I'm available, man. So if you need a bass player, let me know." And we worked it out. So I finished my last show at Ministry at a festival in Canada on a Friday night, and then I did my first show with Fear Factory at that same festival the next day, like at 2 PM. So yeah, it just like worked out.
It clicked perfectly.
Yeah.
All right. So now that you are with Fear Factory again, is there any chance for a new Assessino album?
Like we started kind of working on something. We actually put a song together, have a demo, and then he had sent me some ideas for a second song, but then he got he switched over to Fear Factory mode, so he's just been concentrating on Fear Factory. So, you know, that's the thing about a side project. It just when the real job, shows up, pops up. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah. So did you actually work some Asesino songs this year, during this time?
Yeah, there's one that we wrote that's kind of close to finished. Writing wise, I think. But I don't know if we're gonna get a chance to work on anything new this year. So
All right. Anything left to do with Ministry? Another album or another tour?
no, they have Paul Diamore, is I believe the original bass player for Tool. He's been playing with them for the last year or so, and he's doing this next tour with them, and I think they're going out in October. So yeah, they've got their guy now. So
Hmm. And what's your best memory about playing in Ministry? Because you lasted there for a few years as well, right?
Well, I mean, I've been playing with them on and off since 2008.
Mhm.
When during that See You Late tour that was supposed to be Al's retirement tour.
Kind of like Kiss,
um,
the
yeah,
farewell
right.
tour.
Yeah, but that tour was just like it was 2 months in the U.S. with Meshuggah main support and
Oh,
Hemlock, and then we did 2 months in Europe, um, just doing all the festivals and some club shows, and it was just such an awesome time to get to be in Ministry with Al Jorgensen, obviously, and with Tommy Victor from Prong playing guitar in Ministry. So like I got like the two guys that my band ripped off the most.
You're too lucky, man.
Yeah, so like that, you know, and plus, you know, John Bechtel, who's plays keyboards in Ministry. I'd known him since 1999 when Static X on our first tour, we were opening for Fear Factory. The other guitar player, Sin Kieran, who I've known since like the mid '90s, because his band and our band Static used to do club shows here in Hollywood together. So I go way back with that guy. So, you know, it was just like I'm there hanging out with, you know, friends and guys I looked up to, you know, so it was just such an awesome time, man. And to get to play, you know, awesome Ministry songs with those guys. Yeah, it was just such an awesome time.
All right, last question. Would you say that Prong is one of the most underrated metal bands ever?
Absolutely. Without hesitation.
Please tell everybody around the world that they have to listen to Prong.
Yeah, no, like you're missing out so much. I mean, if you listen to their earlier records,
oh yeah,
you know,
beg to differ.
You can see where some later bands got their influence from, and for
Exactly.
Static in particular, Cleansing and Rude Awakening were huge for us. But even their latest stuff, man, the last couple of records they've done, are just really fucking good songs, man. And the production's great, and Tommy's like really stepped up his writing skills, man. I mean, he's just the songs he's been putting out are just really top notch, man.
Yeah, everybody says that.
Prong.
Yeah, listen to Prong, everybody, right now.
Yeah,
the whole discography.
Yeah,
all of them. Yeah, I always say this to some friends and fans in social media as well. You know, everybody loves Pantera, Fear Factory, Sepultura, and of course the later bands like Korn and Deftones and etc. But I'm like, hey man, have you ever listened to Helmet and Prong? What they did in the '90s? They planted the seeds for all those records, for all that sound from the 2000s, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So that's it for today. Tony, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything, man. So thanks everyone for the support, and hopefully I'll see you out on the road, man.
Yeah, looking forward your next shows with DRI, Fear Factory, Hail the Horns. What else? You have like 10 bands nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I have a hard time keeping track of it all too, man. It's all
You're the busiest guy in metal nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta make a living somehow. I don't know how to do anything else. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tony. Take care, man. If you like this interview, please give me a thumb up, leave a comment, and share the video with all your friends. Also, very important, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.